American surfing star Kelly Slater made his presence known early in the trials competition with a 30-point perfect wave score in his heat. And he followed that up with an incredible barrel in round number 1. The young Floridian was determined to make his mark. Also in round number 1 was local hero Johnny Boy Gomes, whose mastery of the pipeline got rave reviews until he bowed out in the second round. As did the irrepressible Michael Ho. The 1982 Pipe Masters champion picked off this huge wave in his round 1 heat and proceeded to show everyone how it's done. Australia's Glenn Winton, also in the same heat, advanced into the second round. His presence would also soon be felt. Perhaps the most significant early round development was the failure of Brad Gerlach to make it out of his heat. With a shot at the '91 world title, Gerlach's defeat would leave him only the hopes of a second-place overall World Tour finish. In the same heat with Gerlach was Glenn Winton, who won the heat and gradually emerged as one of the top prospects with consistent surfing. Round 2 also saw a focused, determined performance by Kelly Slater, who survived this wipeout, broke his board, swam to the beach, got a new board from his brother Sean, paddled back out, and went on to win this heat with inspired surfing. In round 2, heat 3, three-time world champion Tom Curran, fresh from a victory at the Wyland Galleries Pro, made his appearance. Curran, always determined to do well in Hawaiian surf conditions, and riding the momentum of his most recent victory at Haleiwa, grabbed some of the biggest and best waves of the heat. And in doing so, not only took first place, but also captured a berth in the quarterfinals. Advancing along with Curran, out of heat number 3 was another Hawaiian local. Number 6 ranked Sonny Garcia from Waianae, Oahu. Garcia's aggressive backside attack was a definite crowd pleaser, and his no-prisoners attitude and performance earned him a second place in the heat, and along with Curran, a spot in the quarterfinals. Going into today's event, the big question was whether 1987 world champion Damien Hardman would wrap up his second world title at this event, or lose it to Brad Gerlach after a hard-fought year. Gerlach's second round loss put him out of the picture, but Hardman's success in his second round heat assured him of a quarterfinal berth and put him that much closer to a second world title. Also in Hardman's heat and advancing with him was Californian Jeff Booth, whose North Shore performances have made him a surfer to watch. His addition in the quarterfinals would ensure a high-powered field of surfers for the heats, and conditions were obligingly awesome. Testing those conditions and his luck in quarterfinal heat number 1 was Kelly Slater, whose disappearance and subsequent reappearance in this wave had the crowd on its feet.
I've been spit off my board before, and that was one of the heaviest spits I've had. And I don't know how I held on the board. I just was standing pretty solid. Made it. I was stoked.
5.
Also making his way into semifinal number 1 was Glenn Winton, whose quiet consistency was beginning to draw recognition from the judges and the crowd. His unassuming style was getting results, and he saw no need to change a thing.
I'll just keep doing what I've been doing.
Well, you found something that works to stick with it, right, Glenn?
Yeah, it's been going pretty good. Enjoyed the contest.
Quarterfinal number 2 saw the conclusion of Tom Curran's Pipe Masters appearance for 1991. Curran finished 3rd in the heat, just ahead of Jeff Booth, who injured his leg during a wipeout and would bow out of the contest with a 4th place finish in quarterfinal number 2. However, Sonny Garcia's performance would advance him into the semis, and his wise choice of utilizing the right-handed waves of pipeline known as backdoor gave the regular footer a strategic boost.
Well, I knew I had a hard heat when I had 2 goofy footers. It didn't really matter who they were. 2 goofy footers would be hard to surf against. You know, I'm just happy I made my heat.
Damien Hardman's 2nd place finish in the heat would not only advance him into the semis, but clinch his 2nd world championship.
You just won the world title for the 2nd time. There's got to be, what was it like this time as opposed to the first time?
Well, it's sort of an anticlimax. The first time it come down to 1 heat, so it was pretty do or die, but, you know, I don't know, it'll probably sink in a few days, or probably at the banquet, I don't know, but, you know, it hasn't hit me yet.
So coming out of quarterfinal heats number 1 and 2 into semifinal number 1, we have Kelly Slater, Glenn Winton, Sonny Garcia, and 91 world champion Damian Hardman. And Mike, who looks good?
Well, Damian Hardman, winning his second world title, has been proving himself through this event. I think he's going to take it all the way to the finals.
First wave, wearing white, Glenn Winton out of Australia.
Well, he takes the big drop, pulls under the lip stylishly there. Glenn Winton's experience showing here at Pipeline as he cuts back, and he gets that very important first wave.